major users in addition to surfers. I think one of the finalists was wondering, you know, if it's a pretty unique environment, like nature lovers,
yes.
schools.
Yeah, there's the bird watchers, there's the surf fishermen, the hikers and joggers that just, you know, that's their exercise route. They make a circuit, they'll run down the bike lane, they'll take that path, they'll jog the beach, they'll do a soft sand run, and they'll hit the, there's a paved access way at the north end of the entire park. So, you know, it's a broad spectrum. Surfers are the primary user, but those other users, you know, if we stood there a little while longer, we would have seen a mom pushing a, you know, a jogging stroller.
Yeah, there's photographers, there's plein air painters. I mean, really everything. Mm-hmm. You know, not just taking surf photos, but wildlife, you know, birders, whatever. You know, there's a lot of.
Immediately behind the park, across the freeway, is a large residence area of Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton, and some of those families do make their way down. They make the circuit. They have their own beach down below. So there is a broader spectrum than just the surfers, but again, they're the key group down there.
And the most vocal. They're trying to protect the waves.
I had a question about the final jury or the selection. Is it the same jury or a different group, or how will that, who will pick? How will that be decided?
So what we're going to do is we'll gather the key stakeholders, some of which are here today. For the first round, it was more broad. We had designers from around the world and surfers and activists who were able to take a look at it over the internet. The level of detail that we're getting to and the phase in the project, it's going to be important to gather everyone in the same room and compare the projects apples to apples, and through that jury process come up with a team or teams that we're going to continue forward with. And that leads into another one of the questions, which was, you know, what's the prize for phase 2? And as we were starting up the competition, we went back and forth on, you know, whether should the carrot be after phase 1 or, you know, at the end of phase 2. And collectively we came up with the decision that we would rather pool the funds at the end of phase 1 and give the resources from as many teams as possible to really develop your ideas towards a feasible plan. So that's where we are today, and so the goal will be in September as a team or teams are chosen. State Parks and San Onofre Foundation and the stakeholders will then get to move forward as they wish with these designs, and hopefully working with one of the teams. We'll see how we do in September.
Has anybody been approached about funding this, like just?
Informally, over the years, yes. I have reached out to the key groups that are user groups down there, and the endemic you know, surf culture groups all have a keen interest in this and may be willing, through some type of coalition, each to do some type of contribution. San Onofre Foundation has been developing a relationship with another key stakeholder, Southern California Edison, who has entered into some granting arrangements with us and assisted us. So there are possibilities. We're going to look at any and all sources, but until there is truly a design and a price tag attached, no one's willing to, you know, step up. And whether, you know, State Park even has, you know, resources, or federal type trails money. If we have an idea that we can go sell and show, then we have a price tag attached to it, or a potential price tag. Then finding the funding sources is the next step along the way. There are people that surf at this beach that individually could fund it themselves. Anyone that owns a surfboard in Southern California surfs at San Onofre. There are people that own major concerns, sole individuals that you know, we can't approach them yet until we have a clear vision as to what could happen there. But I've been slowly compiling a list of potential contacts, and when that time is right, we'll press on that as well. But there's still many steps, and again, from Rich's and Dave's into the operation, and they'll get a chance to explain to you that in state parks, typically if we undertake a project like this, it's a 3 to 5 year type of a process, start to finish, when times are good. If the funding comes from outside, we might be able to hit a timeline like that. But again, knowing the nature of what's going on inside the state right now, once we had a very robust planning division. I don't know how many people are left in Canal. They left here in Sacramento. Yeah, we are but one of 275 park units that are all clamoring for attention. So that's why the appeal for help to the outside, and how much that is appreciated. We work at a different pace inside of the bureaucracies. The purpose for the San Onofre Foundation is simply to be a vehicle to assist state parks in achieving some of their goals. And it all ties back to the education and interpretation. We want children to understand why that place is a treasure. You saw the kids running down with their surfboard, and they all had that glazed look. They're headed to the surf. But if along the way that they were to learn that this is a treasured land, that people have been here for 9,000 years. The geology that formed this. Why are the waves so good here? That kelp bed outside there that is helping to keep it glassy on the inside. Those are the interpretive components, and that's again why it's a natural for the foundation to link this up. Our task here is to help facilitate and give state parks hopefully a tool, and all of the energy coming from the outside. But again, we've been a catalyst, and what it actually leads to will evolve over the coming years. I hope it happens before Rich retires. And David too. But he's going to be here a long time. I don't know, Dave, you and I started about the same time. You get close?
Every day.
Every 10 days.
I had a question about the construction budget document, because construction estimates can vary widely, and I've been on a number of competitions where the competition sponsor actually has an independent person do the estimates so that they are apples and apples. That would be one suggestion, or if you don't want to do that, if we figure out some rules of the game so that we're all using the same multiplier. I mean, the soft costs alone, depending on your assumptions, can be 1.5 times or 2 times, and depending on what assumptions we make, it could actually produce a lot of variability